So it's currently Tuesday. We're filming our interviews for Life of Legends. It's the best time of the week. And currently we are 7-1 in LCS. So
Excuse me, it's Wednesday. Holy shit, you're lying to the camera! It's the first time anybody's ever lied to a camera.
you can just pretend that I didn't just get the day wrong, and we can just move on with our lives, you know.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. It's been a while since I've been a part of Life of Legends, most people have probably even thought that I haven't been like a part of the team either outside of Life of Legends. And I think it's like partly maybe the full story, but not necessarily the full one either. I think the most important thing that has been going on for pretty much the past couple of months actually is the style we've been playing. I think a lot of pressure and responsibility has been on my shoulders, and that kind of resulted in me taking more of like individual drawbacks from the team, because I felt like I really needed my space, like between the games, before the games, after the games. So yeah, it's just been looking like I haven't been a part of the team, but it wasn't necessarily like me not wanting to be a part of the team. It was just me more feeling like if I were to take this space, I would play better. And since we were playing so much around me and so much pressure were on my shoulders, me playing better were actually like detrimental for the team's success. But obviously, like as you could see on Rift Rivals, it didn't work out at all.
Well, obviously when you're on Fnatic, you have a huge amount of pressure in general. Like everyone expects you to do well, everyone expects you to go worlds, to be in the finals, all this kind of stuff. And obviously we have pressure from within the org too. It's a huge org. There's a lot of demands on the players, not only to perform but also to do sponsorship activities, interviews, all these kind of stuff. And it does get difficult for the players, and handling it is not always the easiest thing.
Yeah, we could definitely like feel that me separating myself from the team wasn't helping in that way, and that's why we've changed so much up in the last week or so, and that also will result with me going back to being more of like a team member, because no longer do I have this like pressure and responsibility to carry every game. Obviously there's gonna be times when I have to be the one to step it up, but most of the time it's gonna be 20% for each member in the team, which is much more aligned in becoming like one of the best teams in the world.
Alltså var kommer det ifrån ens?
Jag vet inte.
För de skrev det på YouTube-kommentsen när han hade embraceat den liksom.
Ja, men det har han.
Men det måste ju börja någonstans.
Ja, det är också.
Men är det för att han har en snygg flickvän då?
Jag vet inte ens om det är hans flickvän.
So
Jag vet inte vad.
Doja has a really hot girlfriend, right?
Yeah, she's fine.
Like,
What do you mean? Better than average.
Better than average.
Yeah.
And then he's a real girlfriend.
So that's why he has like a lot of videos about this sex cult.
When we were playing Vitality, I didn't really have any expectations at all actually. Usually when we play LCS, or at least like with the style we were playing before, I had a lot of expectations of us winning. But with us changing pretty much everything we do, I expect there to be like some losses along the way. If it's against Vitality or some of the better teams, that's really hard to tell. I think it's just gonna depend on the day. I didn't really do my pre-game routines as I did before, with me like walking away from the team and taking my 30 minutes before to just like catch my breath kind of and calm myself down. And I just instead spent it with the team talking about draft and what was going to happen in the game. So yeah, I wasn't really like thinking too much about what was going to happen. I was much more just focused on like making the best out of the situation, playing new champions and playing a different style.
Welcome back to the LCS Studio 4, the fight between Fnatic and Vitality. Yamato with the huddle and the slow-mo handshake there. What do you call that actually? Well, it is a huddle, but if you put all your hands on each other,
their
it's
way
like
down these lanes and keeping them pushed towards Vitality's half of the map.
But the last time they did the Baron, it was without an opposing jungler. Would they start risking if they do get pushed in lanes? I think the Dragon seems to be a more good stun. Joko, he gets a stun around the backside. They're trying to pincer on Fnatic right now. Caps, Prox, and Jez is all locked up, but where is all the damage? They get him knocked back as Vander has to swallow up Joko. Nuke Duck, meanwhile, dueling it out with Rekkles, but he's not taking as good as he's getting there. Soaz moving forward as they try to get Steel back, but he's flashed away. Rekkles manages to finish off Vander, and Vitality are scattered to the winds.
When Fnatic was sieging, let's see if Vitality can do it again.
Oh, it's a bigger lead than it was before, but Joko does have his ultimate. He's able to get a knock in to Broxa. Let's see, Cabochard throwing out the Flame Spitter. Whoa! Now he stopped up the Scout of the Week. They're taking some serious damage right now. Rekkles flashing forward to finish off Nuke Duck. They want to end the game right here, right now. A double kill for Caps and an explosive finish for Fnatic. Oh baby, a triple. It's only Vander to defend.
Clean 5-0 going in favor of Fnatic. The fans are elated and they're going to end the series.
Off the back of Rift Rivals, Fnatic knew something had to change, and it just goes to show you can teach old kings some new tricks. Elation on the side of Fnatic and a well-earned 2-0. And everybody in the stands happens to be happy about that one.
Vitality, they definitely brought it in the mid-game.
I was happy to see it work out in the way it did, because I also think it kind of motivates the other ones to take more responsibility and yeah, carry the game, I guess, because I'm no longer like the one who's setting up the plays, perhaps, and I'm no longer the one that's like calling the shots. So I think it's really good that we're able to have this kind of experiment phase already in the LCS, so that when playoffs come around, we can actually play both styles. Because even with us adapting, it doesn't necessarily mean that we've fully forgotten about what we were doing before.
So we just 2-0'd Vitality. The first game was a stump, I guess, and it was almost a perfect game. We just, I think I was the only one who died once. I don't think we lost anything else. The second game was a bit closer, but I think it was more because of us being a bit disrespectful and we were doing things a bit too fast. We were trying to end the game instead of just doing it slow like we did game one. I think we're happy today. We didn't really know how the new style, I guess, would work. I think we can be so much better at it than we are right now. I think the thing about us is that we're 5 really talented players and we're really good synergies together. But what we have been playing the last couple of weeks were not just in like 80, also in all other rounds. We've been playing a lot of non-competitive picks, and they have really been holding us down. Like we were playing Nivea and stuff like this. And I think if we just play actual champions, like that are competitive on the patches, and we play to our maximum, we can be so much better than we are right now.
Play more Syndra, they'll play more of these early game champions, and that's why Perkz is the best. Sure, he can play Oriana, he can play.
I think it's probably one of the hardest tasks actually of being a pro, like juggling this pressure. And I also think it depends where you are in your career. For example, for someone like Caps, he probably doesn't have that much pressure coming from pretty much anyone.
Was he there really?
Boxer didn't go either. They both haven't gone and they're coming for him.
Yeah, he has gone.
Then why is he saying Caps?
You guys are so talented, I can't believe it.
Yeah, look, I have no song.
Go.
No, I was there like 5 minutes ago.
You've been here for like since we actually entered the room.
He was much more focused on just having fun and seeing where this kind of goes. But for someone like myself who have been around for a really long time, people have seen what I'm able to do, and therefore they have expectations. And I've kind of seen which like results I'm able to get, and I've kind of have expectations off of that as well. It becomes much harder.
For example, Caps, I know, we were laughing about it the other day, and because one of the comments was like, I can't like cast he's a good player, but he's just so ugly or something like this, you know. And we were sitting laughing really hard because it was just such a random and like horrible comment, you know. And there was one for Brox as well when we lost at Rift Rivals, and it was just like GG you fucking suck you dog or something like that, you know. So we were just like laughing about this shit, and so I think it's just best like when you lose to just switch off really and just talk with your teammates and talk it out.
Well, before Rift Rivals, I would have probably said that I read pretty much everything that is written about me. But after like the extreme backlash, kind of almost Elements-ish backlash after Rift Rivals that I got, I've kind of taken a step away from social media because I felt like I wasn't able to both address the pressure that is coming from myself and my teammates and the community one. Even if a lot of it is actually good, it cannot necessarily be compared to, for example, the feedback that my teammates are giving me because they have much more inside information and they know me better as a person.
For me, it's quite simple. It's when you win, I go look at the comments and the threads and stuff, and when we lose, I just don't, you know. The comments and so I guess people on the threads, they usually have like absolutely no idea what they're talking about and what the situation is, and most of the time don't know anything about the game and what our thoughts are, this kind of thing.
He didn't really hold too much against him. He did his best to come back into the game later on, but his impact was just minimal, and I feel like that brawl mitigated so much of his damage output. So with him falling behind, Vitality didn't have the damage, they took too long to scale, and the goal was just
it can be a bit frustrating, and I know at least I used to respond a lot to the criticism and type out messages to random people on Reddit and Twitter and explain things like this, but then I just realized it's really pointless. Like, I've had people completely flaming me on Twitter, and then I go to a fan meet and I recognize them there, and they're like trying to be my best friend and high-fiving me and asking me for signatures and stuff, and I just don't say anything, but I just know that this guy, every famous player, they get built up by the fans, they get huge support, and then as soon as they start doing badly, you know, the high expectations of this player starts to come crashing down, and the fans start hating on them, and oh, he's not as good as he used to be, why can't he play like he did before, he's doing X, this is so bad, you know? When they put so much hype in one person, and then as soon as this person doesn't live up to the hype anymore, they just start turning on them.
I guess I kind of forgot as well that we've been improving so much over the last couple of months, so I was maybe a bit stuck in the spring split theories that I have with like us not really working out as a team and then let the others kind of just do their own thing, or perhaps follow me even if they wanted to. And like maybe it was even a good thing that the Rift Rivals thing happened, because otherwise it might have been like a 2015 summer rerun all over where we're winning every game and we don't realize that we're doing things wrong until it's too late.
Welcome to the fight we've all been waiting for. Fnatic and Unicorns of Love. They've been regarded as two of the strongest teams in Europe this split. Now they face off in one of the most anticipated matchups in 2017. Now joining us.
Cheers and the feral screams. Chachi's throwing them out, fishing for destroy Unicorns of Love. Time. And Fnatic are one step closer to Paris. They're going to playoffs.
I think we're all pretty happy about beating Unicorns. We played really cleanly, I feel like. So yeah, I think we're all really happy about it now.
This game locks us in for playoffs, and realistically, as long as we have a good end to the split, I think the chances now of us taking first are pretty high. And so for our playoff seeding, I think this match meant a lot.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
I think I've always had like this motivation since the beginning of this year, actually, to prove myself and to prove that like we're able to be a top team again, because last year was just such a failure for pretty much everyone involved. So like going into this year, I just had like a goal of winning the LCS again and showing that you can go from the top to the bottom to the top again. And now we're really close to it, so I'm just gonna keep working, and then we'll see if we make it in the end.